has its Babi Yar, or even the word Yar, which means ravine in Russian. The word Yar became so laden with Nazi atrocities that poets would actually use the word Yar, or ravine, to signal Nazi atrocities, in the same way that the word camp in English has that Holocaust echo to it. The research teams, the forensic research teams, would show up to a site, normally a day or two after the army liberated it, and they would often find an empty space. That was, to me, one of the most shocking things when I started doing this research, coming across these files, was that the first photograph was always called a general view. And the general view was essentially the untouched crime scene. And it was an empty ravine. You would never know that this is a crime scene. And then the researchers would start digging, because they actually knew what the Germans were doing, which was marching people to the outskirts of town, shooting them en masse, and burying the dead. And they frequently found the remnants of people as they started investigating. Once they found remnants of the crime, they actually brought forensic scientists in to determine who died and how people died. But photographers were with them the entire step of this research process.
How does Denver have a Babi Yar park?
It started in the 1960s when in the United States there were Save Soviet Jewry movements popping up all over the country. And here in Denver we had a very powerful chapter. This group here, the Save Soviet Jewry movement, put a petition before the Denver City Council in the 1960s to create a memorial space named after Babi Yar. And they were doing this also in the wake of the Yevtushenko poem and the Shostakovich symphony that had been circulating. What's, I think, very compelling is that the Denver City Council agreed to do this. And actually in 1971 named this remote park, which has been likened to the topography or the geography of Babi Yar itself, at the edge of Denver near Aurora, as a city park called Babi Yar Park. Now, it didn't become a memorial site, an actual memorial with places to go memorialize, until 1983. When we actually do the number crunching about the Holocaust, it's estimated that about a third of Holocaust victims were killed in places like Babi Yar, in places throughout the